This video review is being brought to you by PrimeToys.net. PrimeToys.net. We can get you collector grade toys at not the collector grade prices. PrimeToys.net. And I'm a reviewer, so let the reviews be joined. Or as Bonecrusher here would say, hit it till it stands no taller than dust. Hey guys, it's your friend Donbot here once again for another video review. And as you can tell and guess, we're going to look at the last of the Constructicons from the Combiner Wars. Here we got Voyager class Bonecrusher of the Combiner Wars again. Nice, very cool figure. I really dig this guy. Through the whole entire series of G1, the comics, the toys, and everything of the Constructicons, Bonecrusher was by far my favorite of the bunch. I can't exactly explain why. I think one of the main things of especially the G1 toy, was the fact that the G1 toy, when you had him in his robot form, on the top here, or on top of his arms, basically like right in here, that's where you would plug the extra little purple, basically forearm for Devastator, where you had the drill bit, and you had it where he could, like on one side it had a taller, like a bigger peg for it, where you put the one, you could put the one side. Basically put the forearm on one of his on that arm in robot mode, and you can have the drill bit in his arm. And I just like the fact that you could do that, and you could basically have it where he could like punch somebody with that drill bit on his forearm, you know, basically drill into him if he wanted to. I always thought that was so freaking awesome when I was younger, and I still kind of do think it's pretty cool. But let's look at enough of the G1 reminiscing. Let's look at the actual Bonecrusher figure from the Combiner Wars. Again, this is the Voyager class size, so he's pretty good size. I'm actually going to bring in, like the other videos, I'm going to bring in off-road here just for a little size comparison, how big in height and everything he is, being the figure. As you can see, he definitely does have height advantage over basically a deluxe figure. So, I mean, and length, the scoop here does get a little bit more length to it. So, I mean, it does have that difference in the size, of course, in comparison. But it's just, like I said, this is just to show you just how the difference is with them. We'll put Bonecrusher out of the way. And we'll look at, or excuse me, off-road off the way. We'll look at Bonecrusher here. He does have some nice silver paint here on the side, in here, and also here in the front to show basically the engine block area. He's the same greenish paint for, as with the rest of Constructicons, where Scavenger had purple treads on him, Bonecrusher has the same green. And again, because of the transformation, these aren't exactly working treads, because they basically have the exact, him and Scavenger basically have the exact same type of transformation for the leg. So I mean, that's one of the main reasons there. Of course, you got the little bit of purple in the cab there. And you got, of course, the logo here in the front of the scoop, which for the scoop wise, it does have some pretty good movement. I do kind of wish it had a little bit more, like maybe, because it does have this little, well, it does have this here where it can extend out to that point if you wanted to, but this is also for the transformation, so you could use it like so and raise it up, you know, if you were actually going to get this out in the dirt, which I hope you really wouldn't, but you know, it's something you could use for, you know, his vehicle mode. Though, when you do have it extended out and you go to try to put it flat, as you can see, it does kind of raise the main part of the body up. So it does give you that little bit of problem there. But you actually can just set it up where you can do like this and, you know, have him do whatever with that. We'll fix that back. Again, rolling wise, you can see he does roll pretty well. If you look at the bottom for his wheels, just like with Scavenger, he has the two wheels, one wheel on each tread, on the front part of, basically the front part of the tread, and he has this big wheel right here in the middle of the back part here. This is basically part of his forearm, and that for Devastator mode, but we'll get into that later. But that's basically where the other wheel is for it. Other than that, it's not too bad. I do dig it. It's nice. It's a nice big version. Another basically bulldozer to an extent of for his construction vehicle mode. But let's get into his robot mode. And to transform him, he actually has the 16-step transformation, which is one shy of what Scavenger has, being 17, and the two of them being the biggest are not really the biggest, but the two with the lengthiest basic steps of transformation of all this wave. But to me personally, he is my favorite of the Constructicons, and even in this form as well, for the transformation and all. But transform him, it's real simple again. Basically flip him over, and like with Scavenger, you have the treads are actually pegged in back here in the back section there. You can see it right there, in there. You just basically unpeg the back part of the tread for the first step. Oh, excuse me there. You then want to reach up here to the front end of the treads, and you'll rotate this whole section. As you can see, it rotates all this area here down, and you'll rotate them to this point on both sides, like so. You can kind of, if you want to, actually, when you do this, if I kind of wish it would peg together like so, because you could do like this and maybe have them like almost like a Cybertronian a bulldozer if you want to, like he's hovering or something. Which you could kind of do that, but it's kind of, as you can see, it is kind of back heavy for that. If you wanted to set them like that, you have to have maybe put a little something here just to balance it out. If you want to do something like that, I mean, that is an idea, because it would work like with this end here. You could kind of lower that down and kind of just work. You could actually it's pretty good like that if you put the treads, kind of bend the treads together like so. So I mean, you could have kind of like almost like a Cybertronian version of the bulldozer, you know, for this. Ooh, excuse me there. Next, you want to rotate the legs back up and like so all the way around, because you're going to take these here. You got a little peg there on this this side of on this leg. You got a little peg hole right here, and you just want to peg those right together like so. It does kind of also have you have one back here too. As you can see, it is kind of tedious in a way to get them to do it, because of the way the legs here are. But if you can get it right, they will peg right in, which I'm still having a little trouble getting them to do it right. There we go. There's kind of can get you. Come on, peg there. There, as we go. You can see it kind of just doesn't quite peg on this end for me is on that well. If I can get it in there, camera right. Doesn't quite get it, but that's basically the gist of what you're supposed to do with that. You then can rotate these up, because you're going to work on the legs now. Like with Scavenger, you're going to reach up here and the middle section of the tread and the back section of the tread, and just pull down on both treads. Extend out his legs. And then you're going to fold out his feet like so and like so. Do the same on this side. Just fold out both sides. And you're basically, as you can see, he still doesn't want to sit too well. That pegs. I'm not really sure what I could suggest that you could do to tighten that up, but that's basically the gist of it right there. Like as you see, it's still not wanting to stay pegged up. I don't know if it's just I think the peg, mostly what it is, I think these pegs could have been just a little bit longer, just to get enough of it to peg in there right. Excuse me. Let me do. Okay, next step. After you got this situated, which this still ain't right because these are supposed to be up, like so. There, maybe that'll sit better. You want to rotate this piece down, like into that position. Oh, excuse me, my nose keeps wanting to rub a itch a little bit here, guys. Then you'll grab the back end of the bulldozer and you basically flip this down into this style, this position. Excuse me. And then you can, that's when you work on the arms here, which I'm still not showing you on the camera, I apologize. You split the back panels and you'll rotate this out like so and like so. You then fold this down. It's supposed to, there we go. You fold this, double split it down, and you'll fold this back up, right up into that middle section there, like so, which is still it's supposed to peg in. Yeah, which I don't think I got it pegged down all the way. No, I don't. There we go. As you can see, there is I'm trying to get this on camera here. There's a peg hole here, there's peg stab here, here, and here, where you got the 4 pegs on the back end of this. It's supposed to peg right up into them. And again, it doesn't quite seem like it wants to do it for me. Well, I think it just did. Or did it? Yeah, I think it did it. We'll stay. Again, the legs just don't want to. This is the only downside to this guy is, I believe, is those legs just not wanting to. Let me raise that up for you to work for me. Next, you want to rotate these down and up, down and up. Rotate it like so. Rotate like so, and basically there's his arms. You'll flip the front bolt screw up and around. Rotate this down, or excuse me, back, like so. And you'll have to reach in right here, flip this panel up, which is, of course, is his head. That might be what's keeping me from doing it, but let's try it again. Let's see if it wants to stick in right. There we go. The arms might be what's gotten me there. But let's see. Still don't want to. These legs are just driving me. Don't want to work with me for this video. Come on, stick. There, I think that's gonna hold it. And here we have. Well, still ain't quite right, because Bonecrusher's head ain't supposed to be that far down in his shell. Ah, that's why I didn't fold that panel down like I'm supposed to. There we go. Okay, let's see if he'll work now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and here's Bonecrusher in his robot mode. For his little quip of this right here, it does kind of be a pain. And don't, I meant to do it, which I didn't do it. When you rotate the scoop down or scoop into his chest, you have to rotate it down this way and then flip it up into his chest. This gives you the little bit of clinch, but I still ain't getting it all the way down. Come on, work with me. There. There. And see, it keeps coming off. I gotta, if you guys know any other tricks to this, some little trick to keeping it, snagging it together. I don't know if I'm just doing this wrong. Like so, I mean, it's just, I don't remember him having this much of a problem when I've transformed him before, but he's kind of been in his limb mode. Come on. And I just popped his leg off. Good thing that's a ball joint. Maybe that's why I gotta get that leg. Oh, I'm sorry, people. Just bear with me here. I'm trying to get him to look a little bit better. Come on. Get in there. Forget it. Let's just pop his leg back on. There. And we'll just straighten. He just doesn't want to work with me. There. That'll work. We'll just go with it from here. Okay. Let him have that split there. His crotch. He'll like it. But other than that, he's pretty cool. I mean, he really is cool. Other than this little quip I'm having with mine. Hopefully it's not with yours. But he is really awesome. I've always dug the Bonecrusher figure. Articulation, he does have. His head is on the little bit of a joint right there, ball joint, where he can turn around all the way around. The way his, again, with the head, the way all these guys' heads are, it doesn't give him a lot of up and down movement for his head, but it's okay. The head sculpts are worth it, because I think the head sculpts are really, really cool on these guys. As you can see, Bonecrusher does have the silver with his red there in his paint, which I'm not getting right on camera, and I apologize. Like with the others, though, I kind of wish there was a little bit of light piping back here to make it look a little bit better. I think once I get this guy into combine mode, that's where he's going to stay. These hips here are driving me crazy for some reason in this video. Never had this problem before. Just stay like that. His arms are on ball joints again. They rotate all the way around. He does have a ball joint right here in the elbow, so he does actually have an elbow articulation. Can rotate all the way around. Can bend up basically for the transformation. No finger articulation though. That's the downside to him, but it's still not that bad of a deal. Hips, as you saw, he has no waist articulation. Does have a little swivel there, but it's not really a full swivel because the scoop here kind of prevents everything. But you can kind of get a little bit of something if you wanted to. The hips are on ball joints, of course, or excuse me, the legs are on a ball joint. Can rotate them around. Does have the knee, and like with Scavenger, you can kind of work with the foot to plant them on something if you want to as well. Which I'm not going to do for this one. The way his legs are, they kind of give me a little bit of trouble for some reason in this video. But we'll straighten them out and situate them. Now, one other thing which I forgot to mention in the Scavenger video is, if you'll bear with me, I gotta get it in within reach. Scavenger and Bonecrusher basically these are supposed to go form. They're basically missile pods, launchers, and they're also the fist form, which there's a little trick to my fist, which I'll show you on my Devastator review. But it does have this little peg that you can peg. You can kind of see what I've done to it, but it does have this little handle peg that you can bring down and rotate it to basically give it to any of them. But Bonecrusher and Scavenger are the ones that meant to have it. And I actually think it looks pretty good, though it does kind of weigh him down the way it's weighing this guy down with it. There we go. Maybe that'll situate it better. So you can have it like so with him with a missile pod launcher for his weapon, which still looks pretty darn cool. I mean, imagine if you put both of them in his hands, that'd be a pretty dangerous Decepticon. And his little saying, his quirk of or comment of pounding everything till it's dust wouldn't matter with those. But guys, that's going to be it for this video review. This is the next to last video. I have one more video for these guys I'm going to work in, which is going to be where I'm showing off how to combine Scavenger, Bonecrusher, and Hook into their combined form, the upper body for Devastator, which the other guys, Mixmaster, Scrapper, and Longclaw, are already still in that mode, waiting to be fully combined into the Devastator. On my next review, I will put those in here. I'll show you how to combine these guys. I'll bring the rest of Devastator, combine them up, and we'll see just how massive he is in the video. But again, guys, like normal. Before I sign off, again, please like, comment, and share this video. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. And please, if you want to get Bonecrusher with the rest of the Constructicons, go to primetoys.net. Which, on this day of me cutting, because this is actually my third attempt of doing this video, I've done it two other times. Both times the video messed up on me. So, because of that, I got delayed, and now here it is after the first of the year. Which, on that note, Happy New Year, everybody! It's 2016 now. But definitely check out primetoys.net, where I don't think that we don't have a code just yet as the time of this video is going up, but it's definitely going to be up there where we'll probably have some code for January where you can get a discount or whatever. But so be mindful in the next few days on my next videos or whatnot for that. But also check out Transmissions Podcast. They're also sponsored by primetoys.net. Great group of guys to talk about anything and everything Transformers. So definitely worth going and checking them out and listening to them. I'll have a link to them as well. And I also have a link to the not sadly, but the Takara version of the Constructicons down below from Prime Toys, where you can pick that up if you like. It is just a little over $200 for that. So it's kind of up there, but still, it's not a bad deal at all for it. And plus, when you pick that up, if you order that one, you actually don't have to pay for shipping, because the shipping would be free. If $100 and $50 and over at primetoys.net, you get free shipping. But that's going to be it, guys. So please follow me below. I'll post links to follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and if you want to send me an email, to do that. But with that, that's going to be done by saying thanks for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon.